Going on, guys? We are back for week 4 of SMOGTOUR. As you can see right here, this is round 1. I'll just let you know right now that I got as far as round 3. So I'm just gonna upload this each one by one. And my first opponent is against Adele 19. This is for black white OU. So this is 6th gen or 5th gen, I forget. But as you can see, my team, I have the fairly standard team that I've been going with, but except I do have Zatu and Gengar, since my other two Pokemon were disallowed from this tier. My opponent, he has like a sand team with Rotom, very threatening. I'm expecting to lead off with Rotom in the beginning, so I'm gonna lead off with my choice specs Hydreigon, and that should be able to do a lot and really hamper his team, especially if he brings in Rotom, because that means I'm faster, and then Draco Meteor would do a lot to Tyranitar, even to his Heatran, which both resist Draco, but at the same time I could obviously overpredict and go for Focus Blast. So that's why it's the best option to lead off with Hydreigon. So as you see here, I'm going to click play. So as you can see, he stays in with Rotom. I go for Draco Meteor. I hit him with a crit. It doesn't really matter because I am specs, like I said. Here he brings in his Garchomp. He decided to set up rocks. I'm not sure if he noticed I have Zatu in the back, but he didn't expect me to bring it out. But now it gets bounced back. I decided to trick to his Garchomp, but he actually switches out to Tyranitar. This works favorably for me anyways, because he's just gonna go for Pursuit here. He goes first, so I'm able to get a good choice band U-turn since he gave me that. Go back to Hydreigon. Obviously he's not gonna stay in to go for Pursuit, so here's my perfect opportunity to just go for a Focus Blast. I expected his Heatran to come in because Heatran does resist Draco Meteor and my stab Dark Pulse. Unfortunately I missed, so this gives him the perfect opportunity to switch out into his Latios. I do miss that Focus Blast, which will come handy later on, as you'll see. But no matter what, he decided to double switch into his Landorus. I decided to switch into Register. He probably expected that, since Register does take care of his Latios. He does go for Rock Pulse, as I do get off a Seismic Toss on him. Now I know he's going to go straight for Earthquake, so I decided to switch on to Zatu. He does miss his Stone Edge, which is unfortunate. I do get off a Heat Wave, which does decent damage, but as you see here, I was going to bring out my Mammoth anyways, so I'm going to go for a safe Ice. I decided to go into a Heatran, and then he decides here that he's going to actually stay in on my switch to Hydreigon, which tells me he probably is expecting my Mammoth to be spanned of some sort. But here he goes for attack as I go for Focus Blast. That's a great play on his part, because now he knows what I'm locked into, as I will go for Focus Blast and incoming Latios. And as you see earlier, as I said earlier, that Focus Blast miss, if it didn't happen, it wouldn't destroy him. He wouldn't be able to drop the Draco, but he did drop a Draco on me, and my Surge Steel was able to take it nicely, as I will go for Seismic Toss, hoping to take out his Latios, but he switches out into Heatran. That was the safest move. Decides to switch out into my Slowbro as he goes for a sub. I didn't expect that. I expect him to go for Lava Plume, but here he goes for a Toxic, as I'm just going to keep firing off Skulls, because even though he has Toxic and he has sand damage, there's no reason for me to switch out, especially since he's going to keep going for subs. So I decided to go for Skull here, but he decides to pop attack, which is like kind of playing mind games now, because now I go for Skull here, and he sees that my Toxic and Sandstorm is really weighing me down. He decides to go for another substitute because he thinks that I think that he's going to go for attack, so that I might switch. But instead I stay in. Now he's at a range where he cannot go for substitute anymore, so I'm expecting him to go for either attack or go for a Earth Power something that should try and lock me out. I safely bring in my Hydreigon. Now he decided to switch out. I'm not sure why, because Heatran is pretty much useless, but instead for Big Draco, he probably expecting to go for like I don't know, Dark Pulse maybe, I don't know, but I'm able to knock him out, which is even better. And now he goes for a Surf, just to do as much as he can. But now I know he's locked, so I'm going to Slowbone so that Sand could take him out next turn. He says GG right here early on, knowing that he doesn't really have a chance, especially since the last 3 Pokemon of his are scared of my Mammoth. But here he goes into time to decide to lock himself into crunch while I bring in my register. I know I can take crunch for days. I decide to hit him with the seismic toss, knock out his Heatran, and now he goes into Landorus. And here I'm not even going to bother switching, I don't think, but I do switch actually. I go into Hydreigon here as he goes for Earthquake, and at this point, Hydreigon is faster than Landorus, so I'm going to go for Draco, knock him out just in case he want to bring out his Tyranitar. He just didn't bother at this point because he knew he lost. So that ends round 1, and we'll try to move on to round 2. Alright guys, peace. We are back for round 3, and this is against my opponent Sebastian Tumilior. And looking at his team immediately, I can tell this is a rain team, utilizing Politoed and Tentacool and maybe a Thunder Water Pulse Jirachi with Thundurus, using Thunder as strongest move, and building for good measure, and maybe Landorus as a Stealth Rocker. So look at my team. I know I can pretty much handle his team because I do have Mamoswine, which is a Choice Bandit that can definitely knock out his Thundurus once I set up rocks with my Registeel. Mamoswine can definitely take care of Tentacool since I am faster. I don't suspect his Tentacool to be fast, even though naturally he is a fast Pokemon, only because I think he has Rain Dish. Is that even applicable in this generation? I don't know, but nonetheless, just to make sure, I'm gonna probably scout around and then maybe put a Thunder Wave on his Tentacool and then go for Earthquake from that on. I know Tentacool is not great in his physical defense, so even when I shot Icicle Crash, if I opt to go for that just to predict him to bring out Landorus, that'll still do a lot. So And then he does have Brilliant, but Brilliant cannot do anything to Gengar since Gengar does basically match 1v1. And then he doesn't really have any safe switch in once Gengar comes in, because no one can really take a Shadow Ball. No one's really resisted. And then Hydreigon just blasts everyone because I do have Spikes Draco. And then Slowpoke can always go for Trick Room, and after Trick Room no one's faster than me, so no one's slower than me, so I'll be able to maneuver around it. So I should be able to advance to round 4, but I already told you guys in the beginning that I lost this round because this is my last match. But you'll see why I lost. I actually made some mistakes, so let me just run you through it. Anyway, so let's just play and let's get on with the battle. So he actually decides to live with Jirachi. I decided to live with Hydreigon. Here, I decided to go for Dark Pulse instead of going straight to Xatu. That was my initial plan, only because the fact that he led off with Jirachi meant that that could be his Stealth Rock instead of the Thunder, Water Pulse, Calm Mindset. So I decided to stay in and go for Dark Pulse. I know Dark Pulse is not super effective, unlike 7th Gen. But it will do significant amount of damage, especially since it is neutral damage and I am part dark. So I do have to stab, and choice specs especially would do a lot. So it actually did less than half, which tells me this guy's pretty defensive. So it still makes me think this is his rocker. However, I know that he knows that I do have Xatu, especially since we're in round 4, so you want to be very, very careful. So I know that he won't go for rocks, so there's no point in me going to Xatu. I just want to scout him, so I go for Dark Pulse just to see how much that does. It does less than half. He goes Volley Slam. Unfortunately, he gets the paralysis on me, and now I decide to switch out into Xatu because seeing that he's physical, he could be mixed, but seeing that he has lefties, I go for a trick here, just give him Choice Scarf. Now he's locked into Iron Head, and I don't think he's going to want to stay in, because I could always bring in Slowbone or my Registeel just to take the Iron Head for days. So I decided to stay in, just go for a U-turn. I U-turn out into Gengar because I see that he brings out his Breloom. Here was my biggest mistake, my first mistake, because my Gengar does carry Slug Wave, right? I am Life Orb, right? So even if Breloom was super defensive, as you can tell, he does have the Toxic Orb, so you can expect him to be defensive. He will not be able to live a Stab, Slug Wave with 95 power, and Life Orb. He will definitely not be able to live that. And I don't in my mind, the reason why I switched out into Mamoswine was because I expected him to bring out his Tentacool, but that was pretty much a bad play, because why would his Tentacool incur some damage, especially since Polito is on the field? Because if he does have Rain Dish, which he does over here, it shows the thing, his ability, there's no reason why he'll have Lego Ooze or Clear Body. He'll have Rain Dish, so he won't utilize the Rain to get more HP. So because Rain's not on the field, there's no point in him going straight into Tentacool, because then he'll just take more damage from Gengar. So even if I do go for Slug Wave and he does bring out his Tentacool, at least I'll still do some damage. So it wasn't smart of me to switch out immediately, because Tentacool is naturally faster, like I said earlier on. So that was my number one, I'd say, biggest mistake in why I lost this match. But you'll see, as I do go to Mamoswine, he just goes with Spore because he thought that I was going to go for Shadow Ball and he'll be able to live that, and then go for Spore since Gengar was a threat. But now I switch back into Xatu thinking he's going to go for Substitute, something like that, but he actually switched into his Polito, and now I just go for U-turn because I know I'm faster than Polito. And I decided to go to Gengar here, and this is my second mistake, because looking at all of my team members, none of them is faster than Thundurus. Thundurus is 331 speed, that's pretty fast. Gengar is the only one that's 350 max speed, so I should be able to outspeed him. But then it shows that he has lefty, so I didn't do any damage calculation. I was just being very reckless here, and I just thought that Life Orb with the Slug Wave would do a lot, since Thundurus naturally don't have such great defense. So as you see here, I go for Slug Wave, and I was hoping to kill, but he is able to live with 6 HP. But I do get the Poison Hymns, which is I guess lucky. But he just goes for Thunder, and that absolutely knocks me out. And we both die here, and I'm like, crap, I lost the only guy that couldn't take care of Breloom. He decided to switch out here. I'm not sure why. I decided to switch into Xatu because I didn't want him to go for Substitute or anything like that on a paralysis. But here he goes to Jirachi. He's hoping to flinch me, but I was able to luckily get off that ruse. Now I'm going to switch out thinking he's going to keep going for Iron Head. So he does do just that, as there's a perfect opportunity to actually go for rocks. So I'm just going to lay the rocks down. He brings in a tentacle. I know this guy carries rapid spin, so I was expecting to go for it, so that's why I went for T-Wave, but he doesn't go. He makes a smart move, go for substitute, and now he could freely just go for rapid spin here, as I just go for a seismic toss just to knock out that substitute. Here I expected him to not sub, so I go for T-Wave, but then he does sub again, so T-Wave does nothing. So now he can just freely scald me and try to fetch for a burn, which he doesn't get it first turn, but do get a seismic toss on him. So here I think I go for Thunder Wave here, expecting him to play Mind Trick with me and go for Skull. He does get the Skull, does burn me. No, I do. Never mind. I do go for Stuff Dog. It was a safer play. But here I think he's going to go for Substitute, so I'm going to go for Seismic Toss, as he just gets a lot of recovery. But here I decided to go for Thunder Wave, I think. As he just goes for Rapid Spin, and I'm able to paralyze him, which means that my Mammoth Coin can safely come in and just wreak havoc. Here I'm just going to go for Stealth Block, hoping him to just go for Burn. I'm going to go for a Substitute or Skull. He goes for a Substitute here. I think I switch out here. Yeah, I switch out to Slowbro as he get paralyzed, which means that this is a perfect opportunity to just go for Psychic. I see just go for Toxic here. I guess Toxic is more important than getting the spin off. But I go for Skull here, predicting him to switch out. But he doesn't now. He's able to fully get off the Rapid Spin. And here, I don't know why. I knew that he was playing my trick with me, because he could just go for Jirachi, which resists that 4 times. And now I'm like, crap. I should have stayed in here just because there's nothing Jirachi can do. But he decided to U-turn, and now he's able to get off. Go to his Breloom, which is annoying. I don't know what Breloom set this is. Probably Focus Punch set, but he shows Drain Punch, so I'm like, okay, I'm not scared. I actually just go for Heat Wave just to see how much it does in the rain, and it doesn't do anything. He goes for Bulk Up, so I'm like, oh man, this is bad. Here I decided to switch on to Slowbro as he just goes for Facade, shows Facade, which I didn't expect. So that does a lot of damage. And here I'm hoping that my max Modest Nature can definitely take him out, but I don't. So in the very beginning, he probably thought that my Gengar was gonna go for Shadow Ball. He knows he can live that, because as you saw there, most Breloom would not live that Psychic, and he lives that Psychic like a boss. So he probably thought that he could live even a Slug Wave maybe, and that's why he went for Spore. So that was my mistake. And now here it gets him down low enough, but here I'm contemplating if I need Slowbro, which I figure I do. So I'm going to switch into my Registeel just to sack him. I think he's gonna go for Drain Punch here just to get some residual, even though it's not much. But he does get back to like nearly half HP, exactly half HP. Now I go for Zatu here. I just bank on the fact that I could get crit something, because he goes for Facade here, and at this point, the only way I can win it is going to Mammoth Swine, but I do get the crit on him. So I don't think it really matters in the long run, because I could always go for Ice Shot or Overpredict. But he said, come on. He goes for Iron Head here, gets the crit on me now. Now my Slowbro is like super unhealthy, and now I'm gonna go to Zatu. I'm gonna keep switching back and forth just because I want my Slowbro to be in full health. So I'm gonna go switch out into Slowbro as he keep going to Iron Head. As long as he doesn't get the crit again, I should be able to recover to full by sacking Zatu in the process. So he goes for Iron Head, switch out into Slowbro as he goes for Iron Head, and then I'm gonna switch out one last time as he's gonna knock me out. But now I'm gonna bring back Slowbro, and I'm able to go for Trick Room. Honestly, I could have had the game here as well, because I could have just predict him. Like here, I could have just went for Skull, predicting him, because he's trying to waste my Trick Room turns, and he's trying to weather me down with Toxic. But here I decided to bring my Mammoth Swine just to take advantage of the sleep turn. But then he switches out as well and goes for Skull. I don't want him to go for Skull, because Skull in the rain would definitely take out Mammoth Swine. So here he get paralyzed, and he's still actually faster in Trick Room, meaning that he's super slow. So Mammoth Swine would have outspeed him regardless. And then he switches out here as I do go for another Psychic. Does 45% to Palito. I don't know what Palito this is, but given that he did not take that second well. It must be choice something. So it shows me choice specs for sure because I resist that and that did a lot. And he was able to hit both, so he was able to knock me out. I go into slow burn here as he goes for another hydro pump, expecting me to go for trick room, which I do. And I'm gonna go for a psychic here just to weather him down more as he goes for hydro pump. He's hitting all his hydro pumps, so he's getting pretty lucky there. As I will just finish him off with skull. And this pretty much wrapped up the game because I don't know what to say. Like, Mountain Swine cannot take the Iron Head, and I'm hoping here, since he is scarfed, that I'm still faster, that I could wake up first turn, but I don't. And yeah, I basically lose at this point. As he goes intended crew here, and I just go for skull. Let's see. I think I go for trick room here just because I want to make sure I can outspeed the other guys. But I go for skull here, and for trick room, my health is too low. And he is faster in trick room, so he should be able to knock me out with skull. So unfortunately, that is game, and as you saw there, the two mistakes I made early on in the game cost me. And this would have been my first time to advance it in round 4. This is round 3. Yeah, round 3. So I would have advanced to round 4. That would have been my first time. And who knows what will happen. I think round 6 is the last one before it becomes like semi-final or something like that. So I would love that, just because black and white, I did not expect myself to do this well. But anyways, guys, that will end it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, always smash a like, share this video with the peeps, and also give this video a like so it does well in the YouTube algorithm nowadays, as they call it. But thank you guys so much for your support. Hopefully you enjoyed this content, and if you want more, just leave in the comment section below. I'd love to interact with you guys. I will just make a last note here. I should have said it in the intro, but if you guys like me to involve like maybe like a face cam in the intro before and after the video, that way it would kind of spice things up a little bit and make it more personable, as I've said in a lot of my previous videos, then leave in the comment section below. Tell me, because I'll certainly do that. That may be more engaging instead of just watching a playthrough of me narrating. So again, I'm very open to a lot of changes to this channel, so I'll love your feedback. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you in my next vid. Peace.